Okay, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back to Coach K's Math Corner, and it's been a while since we had videos, but I thought it would be a great way to work on some integers and ordering integers. So our objective today will be you will be able to order integers from least to greatest or greatest to least. And I will know you've got it, you will know you've got it when you can correctly answer all the exit ticket questions. And I know that we've done this before, but it's good to go back and review some of these concepts before we get into some of the other things that we're going to do with integers. Ordering integers, the review. You're going to pick up your notes. Notes number 1, it has a number 1 at the top. From the crate or the container in the back, you must complete your notes, complete the independent work on the back of your notes. Make sure you put your name at the top of your paper. That's really helpful to me. And also, make sure that you place, when you're done, you're going to take your notes page, your exit ticket, and your assignment, and you're going to put them in the folder. And when you're done, before you put them in the folder, you're going to take your chart that you're given, and you're going to check off each one as you finish it, so that when you're done, you know you've completed the notes, the assignment, and the exit ticket for number 1, ordering integers. All right, integers in real life. You know, I think about integers. That's one of those things that I would use a lot in my everyday life out of school, like money, temperatures, sea level. You can probably use it in other places like sports, golf would be one idea. So money, like debit card, where you take your card and you buy something and the money comes out of an account somewhere. If you have a credit card, that's another way of looking at money in a negative way. You have it, but then you spend it and you have to pay it back. If you owe somebody some money, that's a negative type of money because you have to pay it to someone else. Or if you have a bank account, that's where you can go put money in the bank and let it sit and let it earn interest. If you think about temperatures, below and above 0. When it's below, then obviously it's really cold. If it's above 0, then it's a little warmer. Sea level. I like to think of a number line standing straight up and down, 0 being where sea level is. And anything above 0 would be above sea level. And anything below 0 would be below sea level, like a fish swimming underwater. That fish is below the level of the water or below the level of sea. Okay. Here we go. There we go. All right. Ordering integers. Let's take a few notes. Ordering integers. The further to the left you go. The further, we'll get it sooner or later, the further to the left you go, the smaller the number becomes. And the further to the right you go, you probably guessed it, the opposite of smaller is bigger. The bigger the number becomes. Like, here's 0. Right here, and the further I go to the right, the larger the number becomes. If I go this direction to the left, the smaller the number becomes. So let's do a few examples here. Example number 1. If the values below, these numbers below, represent the dollar amounts, list the numbers from the least amount of money to the greatest amount of money. Now, if I was thinking of this red line right here as my number line, I would say, let's put 0 right here. And I know that any amount of money that is small, or the least amount, as I look down here, I got 2 negatives, it has to be to this side of my number line, or less than 0. That means I'd probably owe somebody some money. So let's see, we'll put -2 right here. Because you know the farther you go to the left side, this direction, the smaller the number becomes. Alright? And that doesn't look like an ER, that looks like something else. I'm sorry, kids. There you go. And so if I got -2 there, get -3 here. And then let's see, I have 0. Alright? So I got -3 out, -2 out, 0. And then I want to go to the right where my number gets bigger as I get further away from 0. So I'd say I'd have a 6 here, and I would have a 10 over here. And so if I take my time to put those numbers on a number line and think about it, like I said, when you look at negative numbers, the farther away you go from 0 to the left, the smaller the number becomes. So let's see, this is $3, $2, 0, 6, and 10. And the reason why 3 is the smallest is because it's to the left of 0 and it's the furthest from 0. -2 is closer to 0 than -3, so that's the second smallest number. 0 obviously comes before or after -2. On this number line as we're moving left to right because I want to go least to greatest. And that's what I'm doing. Here's my least, here's my greatest over here. So when I list them from least to greatest, I want to take it just like I have it on the number line and rewrite it. -3, -$2, $0, $6, and 10. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that looks simple to you. I'm trying to make it as simple as I can for you. Example number 2. List the temperatures from coldest to warmest. Okay, we need another color here, I think. What do you think? Let's get some, let's get a red one out there. That looks like a great idea. Okay, so here we go. We're going to list the temperatures. List the temperatures from the coldest to the warmest. Okay, I'm going to bring back my number line again. I love that red line's there. I'm going to put 0 in the middle. And I know that it says I'm going to go from the coldest to the warmest. And I know that as I'm working with temperatures, the farther to the left I go, the colder it becomes. The colder. In fact, sometimes you might even think about your number line standing straight up and down. Here's 0, all right? And this is 0 degrees. So that means it's neither above 0 or below 0, obviously. But I'm looking at the coldest to the warmest, and I also notice that they're all negative temperatures. Now let's see, to remember what I said before, the farther you go to the left, when you're talking about numbers, the smaller they become. Well, in temperatures, the farther to the left you go of 0, the colder it becomes. So my colder temperatures are all the way down here. My warmer temperatures are all the way up here. All right, and so I look, they're all negative. Well, let's see, the one closest to 0 would have to be my warmest. Let's see, the one closest to 0 would be -5. So here's -5. Okay, and then the next one would be -7. And the next one would be, -15, but I'm running out of space here, so I'm going to kind of erase this stuff right in here so I'll have some room to write. Sorry, kids. Let's see, -7, and then we got -15, and we got -18. Remember, these are all temperatures, and then we got -20. -20. And again, the farther away from 0 I go, to the left when I'm talking temperatures, or this direction from 0, the colder it becomes. Now, normally we don't have this kind of cold temperatures around here all the time, though we tend to have some wind chills that get down there into the -20, -18, -15 degrees. But for the most part, most of our temperatures during the winter sometimes get below 0, but most of the time they're above 0. So if we're writing it from the coldest to the warmest. I'm not going to start with -5 because that's the warmest. I'm going to start with this one. -20 degrees, -18, -15, -7, and -5 degrees. Coldest to the warmest. Okay, example number 3. Here we go. All right, pen, come on, here we go. List the temperatures this time from the warmest, the warmest, to the coldest. All right, number line, here we go again. We got 0, and I want to start with the warmest. But again, I notice they're all negatives. Now the warmest one has to be the one that's closest to 0. And if I think about all these negative numbers, the one that's closest to 0 is -39. Okay, so we're going to go from the warmest to the coldest. So that's my first one, -39. Remember, when I get all the way over in this direction, and we're talking temperatures, it gets much colder. We'd probably see temperatures like this down in the Arctic, or the Antarctic circle, southern hemisphere. So we got -39, that's done. I don't think these temperatures have ever been that way here in Indiana. That would be extremely cold. Then the next one would be -42. Let's see, then it would be -47, -77, -93. And if I ever lived in a place that was -93, it would be so cold that we would probably be in the Antarctica, down in the very southern part of the Earth, where the temperatures sometimes do get that cold. Like everything would be frozen, solid. All right. And here we go. We're going to go on to the next one. Oh, by the way, face it, Harry, you're not the solution. You're just part of the problem. I hope you understand. This is Harry right here. Harry looks disappointed. He's not part of the solution, which is Z. He's just part of the problem. Hope you get that. If not, well, you know what? We'll have to talk about that later. Okay, so here we go. We want to make sure you turn your notes over, and we're going to do a little review. Independent work, turn your notes over, and you complete these 2 problems. When you're done, you get the assignment, finish that, take the exit ticket, and then start on the second one, second assignment. So we're going to order the following from greatest to least. Make sure you read through that. You're going greatest to least, and also make sure you read the next one. It says coldest to warmest. I would draw a number line for each of these if you need to, or use the number line up here. You can create that number line maybe, and this would be 0 right in here, and maybe that would help you kind of think about where those numbers would go if you need help with it. All right, when you're done with that, go get the exit ticket or the assignment and start on that, and hopefully that helps you get to where you're going. Here's your exit ticket. Again, make sure that you read through your exit ticket. We're going coldest to warmest. Number 2 is going to be a little different, where you need to write a sentence. How do you know which temperature is the coldest? You're going to write it in sentence form, please. Make sure you write it and put a period at the end. Number 3, you're going to order the integers from greatest to least. So make sure you read your directions, read through the problem carefully. All right? Okay, here we go. Next part. When you're done with that, you're going to do your assignment. Now make sure that when you work on your assignment that you take time to go through it, read it carefully. Once you're done with worksheet number 1, you're going to hand that in with your notes, with the independent work on the back. Your assignment is coming in, and your exit ticket. Make sure your name is on each one, and only hand it all 3 in at one time. Don't just go over and hand one in at a time because it gets all messed up. You must do either the even or the odd. And actually, if you want to do them all, you may, but I'm only requiring you to do either the even or the odd. So make sure you get that correctly done. And once you're done, put your name at the top again, like I said, and make sure that you rate yourself as a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in your understanding. 1 meaning I really need help, and 4 meaning I've got it. That's a plus plus. You know exactly what you're doing. All right. Good luck when you're done, and you got everything handed in. Hey, you're good to go. On to the second one.